The NBA thought they had time, but the Houston Rockets just hit the big red button. For a young gritty team that gave the West headaches, with teams still trying to figure out how to stop Alperen Şengün. They've gone all out to add a nuclear weapon to the mix. The Rockets didn't just rebuild, they reloaded. And now the entire league should be terrified. The Rockets have turned their potential into a real-life nightmare for the rest of the league. This isn't just a warning shot, but looks like a full-blown takeover. Is the league ready, or is it already too late? Let's find out. On July 22, 2025, the stage was set for Game 7 of the NBA Finals, with fans across the world expecting nothing less than a blockbuster. Unfortunately, just hours before the final, the league was developing a problem in real time. It wasn't just about OKC and the Pacers anymore. It was now about who the Houston Rockets just added to their roster. The Houston Rockets were adding not just anyone, but the Slim Reaper, and they did without losing much of their young talent. The Rockets gave up 2 starters, guard Jalen Green, forward Dillon Brooks, the number 10 pick in the 2025 draft, and 5 second-round picks. If anything, this was a message that this team's era is not later, but now. They are not looking to be a favorite in a couple of years, but the top favorite for the 2026 NBA championship. But are they? Does KD automatically make them contenders? Well, let me ask you this. What happens when one of the greatest scorers of all time joins a team that was already locking people up? That's just not a boost, that's a nightmare. In the loaded Western Conference, the Houston Rockets were already a serious problem. They finished as the number 2 seed, and they did it with one of the worst offenses in the entire league. Let that sink in. Bottom 3rd in half-court scoring, terrible from 3, dead last in field goal percentage. They were dominating teams with a broken offense, and now they've just added one of the most efficient scorers in NBA history. To be honest, they made do with what they had, and what they had wasn't enough to get them past the first round of the playoffs. I mean, how does your go-to guy score 8 points in a Game 7? Let's be real. Jalen Green was supposed to be the guy, and he was disappointing for the Houston Rockets when it mattered. Besides, if we are to go by anything in the 2024-2025 NBA season, the Rockets might be Alperen Şengün's team. In 82 regular season games played, Jalen averaged 21 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game on 42.3% shooting from the field, including 35.4% from 3. Sounds decent, right? But here's the thing, he's been stuck on those numbers for years. No growth. And in the playoffs, he was a no-show. In the 7 biggest games of his young career, Jalen Green averaged 13.3 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game on 37.2% shooting. He shot 29.5% from the three-point line and 66.7% from the free throw line in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Alperen Şengün, different story. To be honest, the center is the biggest reason the Rockets are one of the best teams in the NBA. In what was his first time in the playoffs, the center carried the Rockets on his back, leading the team in points, rebounds, assists, and steals per game. Compared to the previous season, Şengün's points per game dropped slightly. However, his overall improved play has been one of the main reasons the Rockets look like title contenders. Şengün averaged a career-high 10.3 rebounds and played the best defense of his career. His 10.3 rebounds per game just helped the Rockets have their best overall rebounding season in over 50 years. Oh, and here's a stat bomb for you. Şengün's one of only 13 players in NBA history to rack up 4,500 points, 2,400 boards, and 1,100 assists in his first 4 seasons. Just so you know, only 5 other players posted those numbers since the 1979 to 1980 season, and that list includes Larry Bird and Nikola Jokic. It's no surprise they call him Baby Jokic. So imagine a Baby Jokic playing alongside Kevin Durant, a center who can create for Kevin Durant instead of catching lobs. This is a problem for the NBA. I know it might sound like a stretch, but honestly, has Kevin Durant ever played with a player like Şengün? I'm talking in terms of post-ups and drawing attention. Speaking of attention, while we have yours, care to drop a like and subscribe to the channel? Let me know in the comments, can you think of anyone KD's played with that compares to this? Because I can't. Now back to the video. At just 22 years old, Şengün is single-handedly keeping the art of back-to-the-basket basketball alive. His game is built for the trenches, and that physical presence down low creates space that someone like Kevin Durant thrives in. Think about it, Şengün has already posted up and scored on guys like Anthony Davis, Kristaps Porzingis, and Rudy Gobert. And don't forget, not even KD could stop Şengün when he was a rookie. Now he's in year 4 and he's stronger, smarter, and more dangerous. So what do? Double Şengün and leave Durant open, or guard KD and let Şengün feast in the paint. Pick your poison. One of the reasons Şengün's points dropped last season was that he was getting double teamed, and one reason he had less space to operate was the Rockets' struggles from outside, especially from three-point range. For Şengün's whole career, the Rockets have been a bottom 10 three-point shooting team, so adding Kevin Durant, who is a career 39% shooter from downtown, is a problem no team is praying to face next season. This season, KD averaged 53.2% on shots in the paint, 53.1% on mid-range shots, and 43% on three-pointers. He is definitely going to open the court for Şengün. No team wants to face Kevin Durant and Şengün pick and roll. Come on now, who do you guard? Şengün in the post or KD pulling up from anywhere? Kevin Durant is joining an efficient post-up center who can make passes that most guards can't even see? Not even the Oklahoma City Thunders want this kind of problem. On paper, this is a perfect fit, but in reality, it's a match made in heaven. You've got a superstar with his legacy on the line and a hungry team built to win right now. The Rockets were already a top-tier defensive unit. Now they've added one of the greatest scorers the game has ever seen. Their 2025 playoff run was their first in 5 years. And if they learned one thing, it's this: defense wins games, but in the playoffs, you need a closer. Enter Kevin Durant, a walking bucket who thrives in isolation. Led the league in points per direct isolation among players with 200 plus ISOs, now joins a team that was 7th in isolation frequency but 27th in efficiency. The Rockets had the plays, KD brings the finish. This isn't just a good fit, this is dangerous. It might very well be the first time since Kevin Durant left the Golden State Warriors that he walks into a team that fits his playing style and has a complete roster around him. I mean, take a look at his time with the Brooklyn Nets. In 3 seasons with the Nets, KD and Kyrie only played a total of 74 games, including regular season and playoff games. In fact, KD, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving only played together for a total of 16 games as teammates on the Brooklyn Nets. Now, fast forward to his time with the Phoenix Suns, and it was even worse in his time with the Nets. He didn't even make the playoffs this year, and who can possibly forget the whole Bradley Beal drama? Now, compare both teams to this Houston Rockets roster. Aside from his partnership with Şengün, KD will be joining a starting lineup that includes Amen Thompson, Fred VanVleet, and Jabari Smith Jr. This team is expected to have one of the deepest rosters in the NBA, with endless opportunities for coach Ime Udoka to mix and match lineups. I mean, we are still early in the offseason, but right now, behind the Rockets' dangerous starting lineup, their bench unit has Reed Shepherd, Aaron Holiday, Torrey Eason, Cam Whitmore, and Steven Adams. The league's about to find out what Kevin Durant looks like when he has actual help. Sure, he is going to be the go-to scorer, but he is getting surrounded by guys who can do enough of the creative heavy lifting. KD can feel secure that he has a starting center who can turn it on when the moment is biggest, a guard in Fred VanVleet who can bend the defense, an all-defensive player in Amen Thompson, and a consistent performer in Jabari Smith Jr. And to top that, he gets to play a seasoned coach that knows what he is doing.
The best part about it is like Ime over there, him under Ime, because this is the best coach he didn't play for since Steve Kerr. Think about, even though it didn't work out in Phoenix and Brooklyn, look who he played with. It was with Steve Nash, who was like a young coach who was still learning. Coach Bud wasn't really a good fit for him. And so now he gets somebody who kind of like more of a firm leader, gonna hold him accountable a little bit.
And the one deep teams he was on those teams you talked about.
Yeah, that was too front heavy.
Yeah.
I guess at this point, the NBA doesn't just have a Kevin Durant and Alperen Şengün problem. They actually have a Houston Rockets problem on their hands, and we can only watch out for the damage this team is going to cause next season. What do you think? Do you think the NBA has an answer for KD and Şengün? Or do you think this is a failed project? Do you think KD has had plenty of help in his career, or is this the team that will finally bring him back to a championship? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.